We've all seen those viral videos of Teslas picking up ghosts. But is that what they're really doing?
I was there.
Yeah! Alright, like see these people on the right here? Under a canopy?
Yeah, right.
Whoa!
That the Tesla Vision can pick up strange paranormal activity on the radar.
Hey everybody, Jason Hawes and
John Pascua.
there's all these stories out there of Teslas being able to pick up ghosts at cemeteries. So we took it upon ourselves to get a Tesla and go look for ghosts.
That's right. So stay tuned for this. It's going to be good, and we're going to put the true test of the science behind us. We're going to dive into how the Tesla detects people and objects, and determine if this is a real thing or not.
So let's see if it's real or if we can debunk it. Check it out.
Like as soon as Jay got in the car, it said no connectivity. I've never seen it before.
This must be the steel plate in my head.
It's the steel plate in Jay's head.
Or this is some weird shit. Are you guys at like a spooky place?
We're at a graveyard.
That's not. Yeah.
Oh.
No.
We all end up there in the end. All right, so we are at St. Joseph's Cemetery in West Greenwich, Rhode Island. Figure it's a wide open cemetery, and a lot of people claim that their Teslas are picking up ghosts. So we decided we'd get a Tesla and test it out.
That's it. Yeah, today we're going to be using a Model 3 Tesla. And these things are just like phenomenal with the technology. They've got 8 cameras on the outside, there's a camera on the inside, and there's radar all around the vehicle. There's 12 radar sensors. But the thing about it is the Tesla's one of the most advanced vehicles on the road because they can actually drive by themselves. It doesn't have to be a human being inside the vehicle.
Which is exactly what it's doing right now.
The Tesla's going to come to us, and then we're going to hop in it and we're going to do some tests with it to either confirm or debunk these theories of these vehicles seeing ghosts.
This should be fun.
It's going to be a good time. It's a little different than what we're used to doing, going into these buildings.
Yeah, but I think it's awesome. I mean, just trying to put some truth behind some claims, I think is what really matters. And here comes our ride.
Here it is.
Check that out. Oh, look at that. You drive?
I'll drive.
All right.
All right. So if you look on a screen, you can see there's a person on the screen, but there's a statue right there. And it looks like it's walking. You can see the legs moving on it. So
as we get closer, it'll be interesting. All right. So, and most cemeteries are going to have statues like this. So what about that right there? We have that little one right there. It'd be interesting if we go that way and see if it picks it up as a person, because it's a person standing in between things. Let's see. No, I think the things around it take away from it.
So we do have people in front of us, and it is picking them up.
Yeah. Come on. Yes. Yeah. So we're at St. Joseph's Cemetery in West Greenwich, Rhode Island. Now it's a big, wide open cemetery, and I figured that this would be a good place for us to come out. We could drive around, see if it picks up anything, because there's claims out there. People are saying that these Teslas pick up ghosts at cemeteries. Now, I'm not a believer in that, but what did we do? We decided, the hell with it. Let's get a Tesla and see if it picks up ghosts.
The Tesla is a very unique vehicle, Jay, because it's got multiple cameras and sensors all around it. It's by far the most advanced self-driving vehicle on the road in the consumer market today. And so because of that, it's got radar, it's got 8 cameras on the outside, 1 on the inside, and 12 radar sensors all around. Oh, that was a person. Yeah. Well, actually, it just showed it. If you look, let's see if we can back up and recreate that, because it just showed a person standing to our left. We did pass somebody,
Yeah, we did.
but it showed. See if we can get the camera to switch. We're gonna have to do a circle again. So it's got 12 sensors around the bumper for close proximity detection, and then it's got 8 cameras on the outside. And the way the Tesla works is that it takes the information that it's seeing from all these cameras and it sends it through a computer that like processes information like 24 trillion times a second. And it renders a 3D image of the world around us. Excuse me. So it's basically transcribing everything, but that's where sometimes these errors come in because Tesla's trying to make sure that it's safe as possible. These cars are driving by themselves. So it's very low tolerance for error.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be because human life's come into play when it's like that. I mean, one mistake and it's all over.
So, and I think, you know, before we turned the cameras on and we got here, we noticed a couple of times that we saw images on the screen of people when there clearly weren't people, but it's all in the area of gravestones.
Yeah.
You know,
and statues and things like that. Yep.
Exactly. So this is a real person right here. Somebody walking by us. But we're going to go down this road again where we did see another image on the screen. Just kind of take a look and see what that could have been.
We're also flying a Mini 4 Pro drone above us. It's on, active track, so we're able to document anything that is outside the vehicle as well.
I don't have anything now. Oh, nope. That just popped up again. So what's interesting about this location right here, and I don't know if I think the drone may pick this up, might not actually pick this up. So what's interesting about this location, I'll spin is there's a statue in a memorial over here.
About 50 feet from us. So everybody can see what we're referring to. What we're referring to is this statue right here. So you guys can see, I'll get down, I'll get closer to it. All right, so you can see us there. You can see this shot of the statue that we're seeing. And that's what's showing up. All right, so now I'm going to get back on active track on us.
You know, what's interesting is a few minutes ago when we went up this path, we saw just a glimpse of a 3D image of a human on the side of the vehicle in the same spot. But it was just a quick glimpse. Oh, we got it again right here. There's another one.
And as everybody can see by the drone footage as well, you can see what is on the side of the vehicle when it's picking us up. Well, it's when it's picking up what it believes to be a possible person.
Every time that it sees something, there's either a statue or a gravestone.
Let's see here. All right, we have a bunch of gravestones coming up. And it makes you wonder if it's a certain kind of gravestone, certain design or something, that a thinner, wider, taller, that's giving off that impression of it being an actual person.
Reflective.
Yeah. I mean, we got a shot of us. We got a shot of the actual readings, the monitor, and we've got an aerial shot going on. We want there to be no doubt. Believe me, I wish Teslas were picking up ghosts.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
I know the piece of equipment I'd buy and call it a day.
That's right. Yeah, so same spot. Again, we have the statue here, and we, as you see on camera, we just picked up an image of a person again, and there it is again.
But that's not as far out there as that as that statue. It's appearing like it's a hell of a lot closer, which would give the impression that it's picking up the gravestones.
Another thing that I think it could be possibly is that tree right there. That tree's 7 feet tall. You know, it's in the area of where the Tesla is showing a human. One of the things that I noticed on the videos that I've been watching with the claims of this is very often when people are seeing images of humans on the screen, there's trees in those exact same spots.
Was another tree, another small tree right here.
Yeah, so it's like kind of towards the tree.
All right, so we're going to go back to the main statue that is right as you enter St. Joseph's Cemetery. There's a statue there, and the Tesla was actually picking it up as if it was walking. So, and it's not, of course, but
Yeah, I think the Tesla is just having a little bit of confusion with the momentum of the vehicle and a statue that's sitting still. It's confusing it, making it think it's walking, which...
All right, so coming this way, we have a flagpole, a bush, and that statue.
So let's back up.
Yes, we didn't pick it up that time.
Let's change our angle.
All right, so as we're coming, yep, it's showing a person, and it's showing the person walking. And then it's gone. There it is again. All right. So, I mean, that verifies that it does show statues as living people.
Right. And I think, you know, again, in some of the videos that we've seen online, the images of people are blinking, and they don't stay.
Yeah, we have a woman actually coming up in front of us right now.
Right, and you can see the difference. I mean,
Yeah.
She's walking, it's very clear. But, you know, some of the images are these images of blinking beings and whatnot. And so, again, Tesla uses cameras, but it also uses...
Showing somebody. Okay, there's a person coming up here.
Did you see something on the left?
No, I didn't see him initially. But we have a person in front of us. Tesla's picking it up. Okay. Now, there's also the very old cemetery over there. So why don't we go by that to at least get an idea. And this is mainly just for everybody's knowledge out there, because there's a lot of claims of devices that are doing these things that we would love for them to be actually doing, but we just don't want people to have false information. We want people to have all the facts. So we decided to get a Tesla and test this sucker out.
That's it.
So we have an old cemetery from the 1700s here to the right side.
I've noticed operating Teslas here and there, that like trash cans on the side of the road would be described as humans.
Well, let's do this then. If you want, stop for a minute. I want to get out of the car, and I want to see how far in off the road I am when you notice me.
Okay.
All right. So still going? That? Yep, good. So it was noticing me up to about 30 feet. So about,
Thursday, and then you were just off the screen.
all right, so we got about a 30-foot vision, which in most of these tombstones are, I mean, you see them, they're like 10 feet off the road.
One thing that I think that should be noted is this cemetery is pretty wide open.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of space, and in a lot of areas, these gravestones are far off the road. Should we try a cemetery that has stones that are a little bit more tight together, closer to the roads?
How about this? We live in Rhode Island. It's supposedly the vampire capital of the United States, or way back when. Why don't we head to one that is really old, kind of tough gravestones, dirt road, Mercy Brown.
Awesome. Let's do it.
All right. Mercy Brown. And I'll tell you about that story upcoming. Oh, I should probably get the drone. Yeah. It'll follow us, but I don't know if we want to go that far.
We'll do...
Vampires. We've all heard the stories. It's a tale as old as time. But when we hear the word vampire, most automatically think of the most famous vampire of them all.
I am Dracula.
Dracula. Dracula was a novel written by author Bram Stoker, and it was published in 1897. Dracula is one of the most popular and successful literary works ever. It was derived from vampire legend that started in Middle Age Europe and became the basis for an entire genre of literature and film. Books, plays, motion pictures, and even children's cartoons have adaptations of vampires that all stem from Bram's masterpiece, Dracula. Now, Bram's research on vampires would take him all over the world, but stories of the undead from the northeastern United States area, known as New England, seemed to be a hotspot. And one story in particular, from the small southern farming town known as Exeter, Rhode Island, would really catch his attention. Between the 17 and 1900s, New England was a hotbed for vampire rumors. People were desperate. They wanted to understand why their loved ones were dying at such an alarming rate. Many turned to an old world creature as the culprit: vampires. Vampires were said to be bloody and pale, just like those that were dying. So it made sense to many that vampires were draining the blood and life force from their loved ones. And due to this, the story of the Brown family would permanently cement Rhode Island with tales of vampires, and it would go on to make Rhode Island the vampire capital of the United States.
All right, so we are in Chestnut Hill Cemetery, famously known for the Cemetery of Mercy Brown, where in 1892, it was the most famous vampire incident in the United States. And they exhumed the body of her, removing her liver and heart, burning it on the stone next to her gravesite, and then feeding the ashes to her brother in a mixture, thinking that that was going to heal him. And it didn't. So, of course, we know it was consumption now. They didn't know it at the time.
I think back then there was such a huge issue with tuberculosis, and not a really good understanding of why all these people were dying. They were thinking that it was like curses, and they
thought they thought she had come back and she was sucking the life force out of other family members, and the town was terrified that eventually she was going to start doing that to them. So, but I mean, if there's anywhere that we should be getting any type of anomaly showing up on this thing, I would think it would be here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. So nothing is showing up on this thing right now.
Yeah, I haven't had anything at all on the screen. I mean, we have people then actually at the Mercy Brown grave.
Oh yeah, they're at Mercy Brown. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's nobody appearing on this screen that's not actually here. So we had a couple of images pop up at the last cemetery, but it was at the gravestones, and it was clearly a gravestone. and we got statues.
Yeah. Again, so something that people would misconstrue. Because it's picking up gravestones and it's marking those as living people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it really falls under the size, the width, the dimension. I mean, all gravestones are different. You've got some that are rounded, some that are squared, some that have statues on them, some that don't. So this is the gravestones of Mercy Brown's family. So Mercy Brown, her body was put in this building for a period of time because the ground was frozen and they couldn't break into it. So people claim to get all types of activity over here, from voices, footsteps, to direct communication.
After nearly a year of testing, beginning in late 2023, we've concluded our investigation into the claim that Teslas might be able to see ghosts. Our findings suggest that the evidence does not support the idea that Teslas are detecting paranormal activity. What we did discover was a consistent margin of error in the vehicle's visual recognition system. In certain conditions, the Tesla seemed to misinterpret objects as human figures, specifically near trees, statues, and gravestones. These apparitions reappeared repeatedly in the same location, almost on cue. However, these occurrences are more likely due to the vehicle's attempt to recognize and avoid potential obstacles, which is a feature designed to enhance the car's safety when driving autonomously. It is our belief that the Tesla system is simply misidentifying certain objects as people, especially in low light or high contrast environments. While this phenomenon is intriguing, it does not support the theory of ghosts or paranormal activity being detected by these vehicles. Instead, it appears to be a quirk of the Tesla's vision system, likely intended to make the vehicle more cautious on the road. So, in conclusion, while our investigation has yielded some fascinating anomalies, we have found no evidence that would support Tesla being able to spot ghosts.